guys, so I just wanted to share my Accutane journey. I started Accutane September 2020 and I basically ended the beginning of May of 2021. So I was on it for a little while. I was on it for 9 months. So I would say it definitely takes a toll. Like, I underestimated the effects that the medicine has. I had super dry skin, very dry lips. I had occasional nosebleeds. I had like about 3. Like, even just the mucus in my nose was just really dry. And I had like joint pain as well, especially like in my hip and sometimes my lower back. Even my knees at one point too. So there are definitely some effects, and that's why it's not your first resort when it comes to helping with your acne. But I've taken everything like oral that I can and every topical that my dermatologist has prescribed me, as well as things you can just buy at the store. So that's why I did choose to go on Accutane. It was not like an easy decision. We were talking about it for a while, and I'll show like the breakout I had that basically like was the last straw, and I was like, okay, I'll just take it. And plus, like, you know, we were still in quarantine, and now like people are starting to go out a lot more, so like I might as well just take it now while we're still mostly inside and wearing masks, because it does make your skin so dry and flaky. So I'm just gonna share things that have helped me. But definitely, like, I did go through a purging like phase where after I was on it for like a month or so, like my skin got a little worse before it got better, and it got worse. I was having more breakouts, but also it was very dry. So it was kind of like the worst things to happen because a lot of like, even just like things that you put on your skin for like breakouts and stuff is to dry out your skin. And if you have dry skin and a breakout, it's very hard to like treat it. So really just the best thing to do is just clean your skin and moisturize it. And that's pretty much what I do in Accutane now. Now my skin's pretty normal. I'm not like super dry or flaky anymore, but I do feel like if I don't use the moisturizer I use, which I will show, I do feel like my skin can be a little like tight sometimes, and I feel like I have to go in with a little more moisturizer. So prior to Accutane, I was more oily, like oily combo skin. I don't know if my skin will return to that or if it will just stay at this like normal phase, but just what I use is the Cerave foaming facial cleanser. Before this, I was just using Vanny cream, so I pretty much just use like basic cleansers, nothing crazy. This I couldn't use when I was like first starting Accutane because it was too drying for me, but now that my skin's just like normal, I'm not flaking anymore, I can use this fine. Something I actually did start using on Accutane was hyaluronic acid, which is super helpful in just making your skin more supple and hydrated. So I just use the one from The Ordinary, and this also has vitamin B5. I have like this much left, so I have been using this and I do really like it. I will say, like, when you are using hyaluronic acid, you want to make sure your skin is damp when you put it on, because if you don't apply hyaluronic acid correctly, you can actually be drying out your skin. So that's not what you want. You want it to be more hydrated. And after that, I just go in with my moisturizer, which is the First Day Beauty Ultra Repair Cream. Literally, this saved my skin. I was just like, when I was first starting, I definitely did not think my skin was going to get as dry as it got, and I was just using my same moisturizer, and I very quickly found out that that could not cut it, and I needed literally this moisturizer, something that was heavier and that could actually help my dry skin. So since I started using this, my skin has just been so much better. And for my lips, honestly, what I use is just Vaseline, and I also used a little bit of this lip therapy from First Day Beauty, which does help, honestly. So I kind of interchange these two. This one I keep like in my backpack because I don't want to carry around like a whole tub of Vaseline. But yeah, typically I just use Vaseline anyway, and that's also what I use when my nose is really dry, like the mucus. I'll just take a Q-tip and put Vaseline in my nose. That's what my dermatologist told me to do, and ever since I've done that, I've had way less nosebleeds, and like it's just not dry there anymore. And something that's super important is when you're on Accutane, your skin is just so much more vulnerable. because you're basically taking an oral version of retinol. And if you don't know what retinol is, it's just one of these stronger like acne products. So it can be a topical, or Accutane is an oral version of it, which it increases cell turnover basically. So you want to make sure you're wearing sunscreen. And I was using the Cerave like daily moisturizer, which has sunscreen in it, but one, it was not moisturizing my skin enough, and two, when your moisturizer is mixed in with a sunscreen, you might not be getting all the sunscreen benefits that you want or need basically. So I use a separate sunscreen. I've been using this Cotz sunscreen. I bought it off Amazon. It's with zinc, but it literally goes on my skin clear after I like rub it in. The only thing I will say is that if you don't like a dewy look, or like some people say it looks greasy, you might not want this one. But I personally love it, especially after having dry skin for months. Like, I like how my skin looks dewy and like hydrated. So this is just what I've been using. And something I think is important to say is like, when you wear your sunscreen, you need to remove it like you do makeup. So I did not know that at first, and I was just going with my regular cleanser and not removing the sunscreen before, and I actually got like some like little breakouts and like pimples. But after I started removing it just with my Garnier micellar water, which is what I use to remove my makeup, it's been fine since then. So you just want to make sure you still double cleanse when you use sunscreen. Also for the micellar water, I use the one with the blue cap. This is just the basic one. This one just doesn't have fragrance, so if you have more sensitive skin, you probably want to get the blue one. Something else, just another product I've been using, is the niacinamide eye brightening cream from First Aid Beauty. If you're wondering why I have so many products from them, I literally bought a kit, so that's why I have so many. But I do like the eye cream because I feel like it's not makeup necessarily, but it does help diffuse like the darkness under your eyes, and that's what I've been wearing today. So I don't have any makeup on today, I just have lip gloss, but you can see how my skin is. And I'll also put pictures, like I took pictures today just in like natural lighting for my skin. So my skin has definitely improved from what it was before, just super like bad, just I don't want to say bad, but just so many breakouts and dryness, and it was definitely not a fun time. So now I feel like it's very easy to maintain my skin. Other things I've just been doing is like I just do more stretches in general because of like the joint issues, I guess, because I do play softball, so I do want to make sure like I'm still taking care of like my body, because it definitely sucks when like you feel like your joints hurt all the time. And I also just make sure I stay hydrated. I literally drink like, I try to drink 2 of these bottles a day, so I try to drink like 64 ounces if I can of water. Pretty much like the rest is honestly just trying to maintain your skin. The first few months it does feel really hard because you feel like you're doing like everything that you can, your skin is just still like out of whack. But honestly, once it was like January for me, like December or January, that's when I started noticing my skin just felt more normal. I was not flaking anymore, which was really nice, because I was flaking, like especially on my nose. It was terrible, and because it was also going into winter time when I was taking it. So yeah, but I just wanted to take it like at least while I knew that we were still kind of social distancing, wearing masks, because I was like, if I were to take this like 2 years from now still, you know, it might be a totally different story about the pandemic. So I just want to take advantage of that while I was in the worst stages, because I could just wear a mask, cover everything up basically. But yeah, these have just been the products I've been using now to maintain my skin. You know, I just keep my same skincare routine, but I'll just be using like topical tretinoin, which is just retinol, basically like the topical version of what Accutane is. So I'll just use that like once a week, or just like a spot treatment if I do happen to get any like, you know, bad breakouts. But usually once you take Accutane once, you don't need to get on it again or really take any like super strong acne medication. You just use basically topicals to, you know, help your skin out. And other than that, it's just maintaining. Most people don't have to go on it a second time. The only time my dermatologist have said people have had to go on it a second time is if they have very serious acne. And also she said just during the pandemic has been the only time she's seen people go on it again for a second round. But yeah, I'm really glad that I took it, and I took it at a time that I did, because you know, although COVID is obviously very terrible, it was nice to just be able to not have to go into like school every day or just show my face basically, because it was definitely very rough for a few months. But now my skin just looks better than like it ever has. Basically since I've been through like puberty, I've had breakouts, not like cystic until 2020, like right before I got on Accutane. That's like the worst breakout I ever had. Other than that, I'm very glad I took it, and definitely talk to your dermatologist. This is not like first resort for acne at all. There are many other like medications I tried orally and like topical creams, as well as just stuff you can buy in store or online. So I try like everything before I got on this medication, because it does have very serious side effects. But yeah, like I do have to take birth control and stuff like that. So there's definitely like a lot of other stuff you have to do on this medicine. You don't want to look at this as first resort at all. Yes, people do have very good like outcomes usually from taking this medicine, but if you are someone that does not have as serious of acne, there are a lot of other options for you. It could just be you just need a simple skincare routine, or maybe just like a topical from your dermatologist. So yeah, but if you did enjoy my video and the tips I gave, definitely give a like and a subscribe. I will also put my socials, my Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. I'll put all that up. And thanks for watching. Bye.